hello, darling. Guess what today is? It's number 4 in our Grungy Christmas week. Yes, it is number 4. So today I have some really pretty reds and blues all together. So this is kind of like a little gatefold project, and so I backed this. This is actually the gatefold. This is the inside. We're going to fold these in. And this is on the back. And I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, so, and then these two panels will go on the opposite sides of this to fold in. Okay, so this will be the part that folds in. And then on the inside, I have just a little side tuck here, this Christmas one, and then inside of that you'll put the Santa. Isn't that cute? Okay, we'll put the Santa tag, and then we'll also put the Bliss tag in there. And then we have a belly band that will go on this panel. And inside of that, we'll have a card. And then the closure will be this little jolly. I think I'm gonna back it in some black cardstock. And then we'll put it in with some Velcro or a magnet, whatever I decide to do. And you can do whatever you decide to do. But anyway, so that is our project today. Also, let me let you know that in there's 9 pages to this one. There's 3 pages of ephemera, which I just showed you. And then there's 6 pages of backgrounds. And so what I did is I gave you this as a background, this particular one with the tree as a full page background. You'll get this one as a full page background. Then you'll also get Christmas as a full page background and Bliss as a full page background. So anywho, that is what we are doing today. So let me go cut this out. Let me ink it. I'm doing black soot, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hope you can see everything okay. The lighting here is crazy. I'm drinking my morning shake, and it puts this weird casting shadow no matter where I put it. But anyway, it is what it is. I gotta drink it because I have to work out this morning. Anyway, the struggle is real, y'all. The struggle is real. Okay, so I cut everything out. So let's get to getting. This is going to be a little fun project. I'm loving it. So, unfortunately for this, I have to get my big scorer out. That's okay, though. That's okay. So, this one is going in about 2.5. It's not really lining up, but guess what? We're going to make it line up. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay, let me just flip it this way. Pull it in just a hair. I don't know if you guys are readers. I just, you know Anthony Horowitz, he's an author, but he also wrote Midsummer Murders. He did the screenplays, but for Midsummer Murders. But anyway, he has this series called Magpie Murders, and they actually put it on PBS. So anyway, I was reading the last book of his series called Murder at Marble Hall. Okay, I'm turning it over, and the reason is because we're actually folding it in the opposite direction. So I had to get the line scored first, and then I want to turn it over and go the opposite direction, because you always fold on the hill, not the valley, right? So I just made a valley because I made a valley here and made the heel on this side. So when I turn it in, it's going to fold nicely. Just a little bit of tidbit information that you might not know, you know? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just finished his book, and it was just so good. It was so good. I liked it. Anyway, so you're just going to fold this in. So you're going to get that. Let me make sure that it is lining up just right. Yes, there's a small gap there, but Honestly, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Okay, so the reason I put this backing on, and you don't have to because you're going to cover it with the panels. But I thought, you know, if you don't want to just adhere it down and you want to use it as something you clip into your journal or whatever, you might want to just leave this, you know, have this with something on the back. But, anywho, okay, so these are going to fit, I mean, just perfectly snug, okay? So, and they may even have a little bit hangover on the end, and we would have to cut that. But make sure that when you're gluing this to your page, that you glue this even, and then if there's a hangover, then that way you can cut it off the edge on the outsides. Does that make sense to you? I sure hope so. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to face it towards me so I can see. I must be able to see what I was doing here. Okay, so I'm just going to lay it flat like this. I'm going to get my glue. I am using Lineco glue for this. And I'm just going to glue it down. And I can already tell there's going to be some hangover. So I'm going to have a hangover, y'all. It's right. I'm going to have a hangover. Anywho. Okay, let me just glue this down. And so how is everybody doing today? Are y'all liking these freebies? I feel like you guys are. I mean, I have a lot of people that are, you know, commenting on them. I don't have as many people going and getting the freebie as I have just liking it and you know, watching the video. But you guys, go get your freebie. That's why I put them out there. And I do appreciate all of you who have bought me a coffee, and just, that is just very sweet. And I really do appreciate it. I do. Okay, so we are going to go this way. And then I'm going to line it up real nice and snug. Make sure I'm not hanging in at all. So let me turn it over. Nope, I seem to be good. Except for that. Looks like it's... Oh, let's try to mush it up there a little bit. Okay. Let me see if I'm hanging over. Just a hair. Just a hair. You know, when you... let me get that glue off. When you're creating this, you know, you make the measurements even, but then you have to allow for, you know, folding and all of that, and this little line thingy. So anyway, yes, that looks good. Okay, and then we're going to put the other one on. So also wanted to tell you, there was a sweet lady who told me that yesterday's project was not coming out right, like from what the tutorial, and she is correct, and I do believe that I mentioned that I had gone in and lowered one of the, I'll show you. I'm going to show you just in case you want to go back and download it. But on these, you see how there's space here? Well, there's one of them, and I think it's in the back, the jingle one. I was playing around with it, and anyway, I never went back and fixed it so that it would be tall again to match the other ones. So I did that. I also went in and added 3 more pages of this, and I changed the background color. Well, I added the background color. Now I have a yellow one. I also have like this orangey, reddish orangey color, and I also did a blue turquoise. So if you want to go and re-download that, or you know what I could do is just make it a separate addition to it, so in case when you print it, that way you don't have every page that's green. You know what I'm saying? And then like you could have a green one, and then you could have one that's yellow, and then you could have one that's orange, and then you could have one that's blue. So anyway, I did that. So I'll go and I did fix the project itself, but I will go back and add the extra pages as a separate freebie so that you don't have to go and download the whole thing again. Right. Okay. So make sure this is all. Let's see. I'm going this way. Okay. I'm like, make sure they're all going in the right direction. Hello. That wouldn't be good. Okay, so that's hitting right. That looks good. Okay, that looks good. So that's going to fold in just like that. Okay, that looks really good. We did good, you guys. We did good. Okay, I'm just going to touch up with just a little bit of ink since I've got them together now, just to make sure that they are looking good. Anyway, this has just been fun making these, and I hope you like them. I hope you're enjoying them. And, you know, my daughter came over yesterday with a little, and she was like, you know, they don't match, Mom. And I'm like, I know. Isn't that fun? I mean, I love the whole grungy, mix it all together. They're all Christmas themed, but they're all different colors or whatever. And listen, once you get, you know, today's and tomorrow's, you know, and you want to go back and print it all different and do things differently, oh, girl, do what you got to do. But I kind of like the mix match, to tell you the honest truth. So anyway, and of course she goes, well, what do I know? I don't even do that. I'm like, well, I mean, you know, some people just like to do things different. You know, it doesn't always have to be matchy-matchy. And I think sometimes it's fun for it not to be matchy-matchy. But that's just me. So, you know, and I'm sure that you have noticed that, like all the colors are different for each day. But, you know, I kind of like that. You know, if you make a journal out of it, I mean, you don't want everything to be matchy-matchy. I mean, you might, but I don't know. I'm just trying to cut that little bit off. I'm having a difficult time because I don't want to cut into it. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Okay, so that looks good. And then on the inside, when you open it up, we have some goodies to go in here. So this little Christmas is going to be a tuck. And so I thought we would put it on this side, and then that way we can tuck our Santa card in here. And I backed the Santa on the darker of the two. This is a darker one, and then this is the one that I did a little bit transparent. So anyway, so let's do that. So we're just going to do it on the side and the bottom. So we'll do it on the side and the bottom, because we're going to tuck those tags in there. Yes, we are. Okay, and I'm not going to go all the way to the edge on the side because I want to make sure that this thing closes well. Just like that. Okay. So we'll let that stick in there. And then on this side, I think it goes like this. Yeah. I just made a little belly band, and then I thought we could just tuck this little ho, ho, ho in there. So we're just going to do glue on the top and the bottom on this. I mean, these projects are going pretty quick. You know, they're not hard. They're just fun, you know. So not that I have to be perfect, but let me try to center it. Center it. The sun is going in and out and in and out, and I do not like that. at all. It's throwing me off. Oops. It's throwing me off just a bit. And honestly, the sun can't make up its little mind. I mean, it has just been, you know, overcast and then sunny and then, you know, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to cut that off for sure. Just a little bit hanging on there. And when we close it, we don't want to see that. No, we don't. Okay, let me take some of my shake. Okay, so we're going to put this little ho 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 in here. So that's going to go there. And then we have our Santa. That's going to go in like this. And of course I made an extra one. These I didn't put, this one I did, but this one I didn't put anything on. But we can always use a stencil or something like that. Okay, and then what I thought is, for one, when we close it and we put our little jolly here, I don't want it necessarily, I mean, I guess I could cover up that silver. That would look cute like that, huh? But anyway, what I wanted to do was reinforce this because I'm just printing on 65 pound. So I got some of that black cardstock that I made these little pocket things out of. And I'm going to use this to just back it. So it just gives it a little bit more stability. So this is a little more than 2, and it looks like 1 1/4. So you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to glue it down, and then I'll cut around it. How about that? Yeah. That way, you know, I don't have to measure. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just don't want to measure. How about you guys? Sometimes I just don't want to. You can't make me. That's what I always tell my husband. You can't make me. He's like, okay. He's like, okay. Sometimes I just don't want to. Honestly, the older I get, the more I just don't want to do. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go there. I don't want to eat that. I just want to do what I want to do, you know? Okay, let's see. That looks like it might just work. And then let's see about that. Probably need to bring that down just a hair. It looks like it's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. It sure is. And if you want to keep the... I could do it a little bit smaller because it's kind of big. But maybe if I round the edges with just the smallest one, it might make a difference. I mean, everything is... Oh, that's okay. You know, sometimes I like to stay with the aesthetics, and everything is kind of boxy on this one. But it's okay. It's okay if we have a few little rounded corners. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. And it's kind of big, and if you don't want yours like that, and you want yours to be, you know, if you want it not to be so, you know, have so much of a border, then, you know, do it a little thinner. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, so you decide how you want to open it. If you're right-handed and you want to open it this way, put your Velcro here, which is what I think I'm going to do, because that way you won't see it, because it's going to be in amongst all of this gold flower and stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this one down first, because you pull up the fuzzy one and you leave the other one down. Does that make sense? So we're going to put that there. Okay. And then I'm going to put the fuzzy one on top of it. And then I'm going to do this and decide what the middle is. Does that look about right? Well, I guess I could measure it, Jennifer. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm going to have to do it on this side because this is what I'm going to be putting my glue on. Let me get a pencil. So let me just do that and that. Okay, so you're just going to mark the middle, and then you're going to see where you're going to put it. And so this part is not going to have any glue on it, so I'm going to flip it over like this and put the glue on this side. Now, I'm going to glue it, and then the other part's just going to stick. But I'm not going to bring my glue all the way to the marks. I am definitely going to try to get as close to the edge as I can here. I'm going to leave a little bit of space there, and then I can erase it. But at least I kind of get an idea of where I need it to be. And then I'm going to bring it down, and I believe it was right at that jale. And then I'm just going to press it down, and that is going to adhere. So I've got that dot going, and then I have the glue on this side. Did I center it? It looks like it's not really that centered, but yeah, it works out. Yeah, I did it almost to the line. So let me get my little pencil eraser and erase those marks. So you can't see it. Do I have some eraser left? Okay, there. And then it's going to close like this. And you just kind of want it to be closed a little bit. I can kind of tell that this probably needed to be out here a little bit more. And I don't know if I have time. Yes, I do. It's not sticking completely. So let me do this. Let me pull it out further to the edge. That's one thing that's so awesome about these dots is that they stick really, really well. But if you need to pull them off right at the, very beginning, you can definitely do so. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to push it down. And now it's out here, and that's a lot better. Okay. Okay, so that is our cute little project, but I'm not done because that is just so cute, isn't it? Okay, so what I thought I would do is, well, for one, we just need to put some stuff on these. And so I'm going to do my slotted badge punch here. Let me get that kind of centered. I'll just eyeball it. So we're going to have that. And then for this one, I thought I'd put a cute little fuzzy white Brad. Oh, Brad! So let me get that fuzzy white Brad, and I'll show you what it is I'm talking about. Well, for one, I have these, and that's cute. And I have a Brad collection that I got from my friend, Lisa Maxwell. I'm going to shout out to her because she's fabulous. Okay, look, this one is cool. So I have this. These are, this is kind of what I was thinking. Oh, wait, is this the fuzzy one? I have some, those are like glittery, and they're cool too, but these are like fuzzy. What do you think? Fuzzy or glittery? And the reason I thought fuzzy was because of Santa's hat. I'm going to hold them up so you can see. See? I'm going with fuzzy. Yes, we're going to do the Fuzzy Wuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? Do you remember that when you were a kid? Oh my goodness, some of the things that I think of. Classy. Okay. Listen, I grew up in a large family. There was 8 girls and 1 boy, and we entertained ourselves when we were younger. So we would sit for a long time and just do all of those tongue twisters, you know. Sally sat by the seashore and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, that's too funny. Okay, so I need a little, get my little punch for Brad. Old Brad. And then I'm going to punch that about right there. So we're going to put Brad in there. I like that with the whole fuzzy thing. It matches Santa's little hat. It does. And this one probably ought to have been, you know, in that one. But this one's so big, I feel like it needs something. Yes, I think that's going to go good. It's just, we're just adding just a little bit of something, you know. Look, I even have these little pom-poms, but I wouldn't know where to put them. I mean, I guess we could put them on the front, but I already picked something else out. Okay, so I have this, but it's just such a dark red. So, I don't know. Let me think about that because I'm going to have to pull some stuff out. Okay, so the other thing that I thought I wanted to do is I cut out another one of these little pocket shapes because I'm in love with them. And we made one for the other project. So I thought, well, why not? We'll just add one to this one over in this corner. And then we'll stick like a little something, a little goodie or something in there. And I've noticed that these aren't, you know, I'm just going to have to glue the bottom part. So let me see how far it goes up. So about right there. So I'm going to glue just a little bit down here so that it adheres good. And then I'm going to do just the top. And honestly, I'm going to take a little bit off that because I don't want any glue to seep inside and keep it from me putting something fun in there, right? Okay, so anyway, I kind of wanted to put this over here. And I know it's black, so we either need something white or something. Do you remember these? I got these a long time ago and they probably still have them, at Dollar Tree when I used to make wreaths, mesh wreaths, and I would use this. But it looks like it has like little snow, but it's like little pockets of paint or whatever. I don't know. They're little fluffies. But anyway, this, you know, I thought, well, I could put this over here because it's just a little piece I found. But, can you see me okay? But it's not going to make it pop out. And I want something to make it pop out. So, let me get my jar and see what I got. I have a lot of lace and stuff like that. I don't see anything in that jar. Let me see what I have in this jar. I just saw some some gold. What do you think? Yeah, let's do, because you know what I found for the top. Yeah, that would be cute. Whoops, I got some other stuff in there. That's cute. I mean, you know, just something. It just is something to add to it. Let's do it. Let's do this. Doesn't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, we'll make it so that it's not. We'll just kind of do a little bit of that. And then I'll do the same. I like that frayed a little bit, but I don't think I need all that up there. So let's just kind of do that. Okay, let me see if that's going to look right. It's just a little something to give it so that the black is not, you know, and then we got that up there, so that'll look good. Maybe I need to turn it. Turn it like that. It's just a little something. That's all it is. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue on it. Let me see which side is. I think they're both about the same. You know, sometimes one is duller than the other. I think this one is actually. Okay, so I mean, let me just put a little bit. I'm just putting a little something on there. I'm sure you have something that you can put on yours. So I'm just going to just kind of turn it sideways. Let me slide it down a little bit and then slide it down, slide it up. Get on down there. Okay. And you know what? I was sitting here thinking, you know, what I might do is find some kind of a label or something that can add to it. What am I looking for? My lid. Okay, so let me look in here because, you know, I have all of these Christmas labels, and these are red. We don't want green. We just want red. So if I did something like this, and then it needs to be bigger. Bigger. We need it bigger. Yes. I mean, you know, just something. It's just going to be a little something, something. I bought these off of Etsy called Vintage Studio 717. That's what it's called. Yes. And so, yeah, I think that's going to look good. And then, let's see, I also have this with just some little goodies in here. And I was looking to see if I had some very, very small tags. But I do have these that I could make into a tag. I sure can. And I like the white contrast. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put that down. Let me ink it. I still have some ink. I still have some ink on my fingers too. Okay, so let's ink it up. Ink it up. Ink it up. Okay, so there's that. And this doesn't need to be inked. No, it doesn't because it's black. Because it fits the color. Okay. Well, tomorrow is our last one. And then I forgot that next week is Thanksgiving. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the grungy winter one until... I'm going to put this up so that there's a little part that sticks out over to the right and the bottom. I am going to wait and do the grungy winter the week after Thanksgiving. So next week I'll go back to my regular program. Monday I have some things that I'm putting in my Tall Skinny journal. So I will do that. And then Thursday we'll get back to Scraps and Thoughts Thursday. And it's on Thanksgiving, so our little prompt is going to be gratitude or thankful. Either one, it's going to be a good one. So, and then the week after Thanksgiving, we'll have the grungy winter series, and I'll have a freebie every day for a week. I've already created them and stuff, but, you know, I thought, you know, Thanksgiving, people need to be with their families. You don't need to be watching YouTube. So, especially every day, right? So, that's what I'm doing, and that's just what I'm doing. So, let me just cut this here. And I kind of want it to stick out pretty far, so I'm going to cut it there. And you know what? I'm not going to get out my Champa. I'm a big girl. I can cut this like straight. And if I can't, well, oh well. I don't think I did too bad. Look at that. I'll be honest. Do I want it higher? I'm thinking I might. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it's the little things that just throw me off. Let me cut the edges so it looks like a little... What do you think? Should it be bigger, or do you think that looks good? I don't know, but I'm thrown off by this too, because this is a cream color. I wasn't thinking. Whoops. I wasn't thinking, but that's okay, because they make black ink. Yes, they do. So we'll just black it up around the edges. And yeah, you know what? You can see that, but I am fine with that. There. Now it's kind of grunged up a little bit. The other thing, I could put some little black dots on it too. That is an idea. And guess what I have? I don't know, just something. Just to keep, you know, just so it doesn't look cream. You know, just something. Okay, there. That's what we got. We get what we get, and we don't throw a fit. But I am going to cut this a little bit bigger. I know, y'all, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I'm probably going over my allotted time because I said I'm not going to go very far today. I'm going to try to stick it under 30 minutes. But, you know, sometimes I just can't help myself. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can. I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl. Yes. Okay. Okay. I like that. I just want a little bit off. And then I'm going to just trim the little top so it looks like a tag. Yes, sirree. See, I just like that better. Don't you? Aren't y'all glad I changed it? Okay, so let me ink that. And then I have one more thing for the top. For the front. This thing is shedding. You see all the little goodies? Get off. Get off. Okay. So let's put that in there. I like it. I like the dots. I think it all turned out good. We fixed that. There's that. And then look what I got. I just thought this would be so pretty right here. Right on this little edge. Don't you think? We're going to do it. We are going to do it. So I'm going to cut right in here. And then I'm just going to kind of straighten this one up just a hair. And then we're going to glue it down. And I'm going to use this Fabri-Tac. I'm a firm believer in this Fabri-Tac. I sure am. Okay, this is the side I'm going to glue down. So I'm just going to put it on the top. So anyway, I went to the library just to get a new book. Since I was telling you about Anthony Horowitz. And if you like murder mysteries, they're really cozy murders. I'm not a real big like gore. I don't do anything like that. But I do like, you know, Agatha Christie. I like P.D. James. I like Louise Penny. So anyway, I went back and I want to start reading some of the classics that I just, you know, I've never read Thomas Hardy. And I've seen his books, but I've just never read any. I like that. It's kind of popping up a little bit, but you know what? I'm okay with that. So anyway, I went to go get a book, and they didn't have the one I wanted to read, which is The Mayor of Canterbury. But they did have Tess of D'Urberville. And so I was talking to my sister, and she goes, oh my gosh, Jennifer, don't start with that one. She goes, it's just so grim and just, you know, and I go, really? And she goes, yes. So anyway, I didn't start it. But I mean, honestly, it's not any worse than, you know, some of the other books that that I've read. I mean, it's depressing. And I will tell you, if you like Anthony Horowitz, or if you like, you know, murder mysteries or whatever, the House of Silk, oh my gosh, it's actually a Sherlock Holmes take on it. You know, he does a Sherlock Holmes book, and it's just so good. But it's dark, just so you know, but it's a good book. Okay, so that is what we have. Isn't that cute? I like it. I like it. Okay, that is our project for today. I just hope you guys are enjoying this. This is so much fun for me. Oh yeah, we didn't put anything on here. Guess what? I have this left, and I don't have any problem putting it on here like this. I don't. Do you think that'll look good? Just like that? I do. I think it's cute. I don't know. I like it to go to the right. Let's do it like this. What else did I say I had? You think gold? I think it kind of goes. So let me get my Tim Holtz out. And then I'll just staple this baby up. And we'll be out of here in no time. Out of here in no time. Now, okay, I lied to you because I don't know if I can get this thing in here. Okay, there. Okay, let me go down, pull it up. Yes. Okay, so here's our project for the day. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Let me put my goodies up because I'm a freak. Just kidding. I mean, I am. I like to make sure that I clean up. And I know even if I'm on filming, I'm like, let's clean up just so we have a nice little, you know, preview place. Okay, so here's our project. We have some Velcro. It opens up like this. We put a cute little thing here. We have a Santa tag, and that's going to show. Then we have our Bliss tag. And then we have our ho, ho, ho. How fun is that? And then you can either adhere it to the page on the top, on the side, or the side and the bottom. And then you can have an opening and you can create a tag with all of the plethora of backgrounds that I have provided you with. Or you can do it on the sides and the bottom and then have another tall tag sticking out of the top. That would be pretty. So whatever you want to do, or you can just glue the whole thing down to your page. But it's awesome. So anyway, that's our project for today. Thank you for coming, hanging out. If you could just do me a favor, if you've watched all the way to the end, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost anything, and it's just helping me build so that it honestly, it pushes it out so that other people can see my content. So anyway, thanks again. I appreciate you. Leave me a comment and just give me, in the comment, just, whatever you want to say. But anyway, thanks for coming, hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. But remember, you only know what you know until you know something different. Bye-bye.